This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV. I'm at the Panasonic booth at CES 2013. Joining me is Greg Lee, Training Manager for Panasonic. Welcome to the program, Greg.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Now, I'm glad to be here too. I look forward to the show every year. Now, of course, every year you've got new televisions, new features to talk about. What's the big hit this year at CES 2013?
Well, everybody remembers the VT and the ST series from last year. Those were plasma TVs that were basically rated to be either best in class, best value, or best overall. And so everybody's like, well, what's coming out for VT this year? Well, we've got VT, but we've even done ourselves one better. We have the new ZT60 series, which is going to be the top of the pyramid for Panasonic TVs this year.
Okay, what makes them the top of the pyramid?
Well, you know, one of the things that people always look for is on a plasma, they want better black levels. In fact, they want better black levels on any display. Well, last year we had our ultimate black panel. This year we're going to go to our ultimate black panel. We had our black panels from last year, and we're also going to a new drive system that we didn't have last year. We've actually taken our 2500 focus field drive system and have improved it to 3000. So it drives the set even faster, gives us sharper detail, better motion. The panel itself is what we call our studio reference panel. And this panel, compared to our VT from last year, there was an air gap between the front screen or the filter of the screen. We've removed that. And I think the proof will be definitely in the pudding, you know, as people say. You know, I want to see it for myself. And we have it available for demonstration here, but you have to be in a dark room. And you can pretty much, when they put up a dark scene, you can walk up to the set and you can't really distinguish where the bezel starts and the picture starts. It can get that dark this year. So it's a marked improvement over VT series from last year. And I think it hits that final pinnacle of performance and plasma technology that people have been asking for.
So just to underscore, it's still very much a plasma technology, but you've got deeper blacks, and I take it the bezel's been designed cutting out the gaps, I take it as well. Am I correct?
Exactly. We've taken the air out so it gives us a better image on the set. We've also improved the color. Now, for home, we have the color standards that are used in broadcast, but there actually are better standards of color. One of those being DCI, or the Digital Cinema Initiative. That's the color space that they use in movie theaters. Okay, so we say we want to go home, we're going to get that cinema experience. Well, almost, because TVs typically don't reproduce the same wide, range of color that we see at the cinema. So on the ZT series and VT this year, we're using a new red phosphor to get closer to that absolute perfection. We're going to be able to cover 98% of that DCI Truth Digital Cinema color palette on our TVs this year.
Now, one of the big challenges when it comes to a black level with an HDTV or a plasma HDTV is with time, things change. Chemistry changes, the nature of the panel may change. In your opinion, what would be the life of a panel that you're enjoying deep black levels?
Well, we expect that the deep black levels on these sets should last the entire life of the panel. So, constantly updating, constantly changing the engineering on the panels. And we have a stable black level on our TVs, so what you see today should be the same performance you see, 30,000 hours, 10 years down the line, maybe even 20 or even 30 years down the line, seeing that same level of performance. Now, the set may not be quite as bright as it was when it started, but we certainly expect that the black levels will remain very stable over the lifetime of the product.
Now, what about things like burn-in? Like, when you have a single image on this display, our members are all gamers. They love video games, and obviously a big concern when dealing with any type of television is that you don't want an image burnt into the image for into the display for the lifetime of the product. Do Panasonic plasmas face that challenge at all?
Panasonic has really been working on that since the first generation of product, and I believe we're in our 16th generation of product. We've done physical things like where you do the pixel orbiter, you move the pixels or the image around the screen if it's static to help prevent that, and the phosphors themselves have become longer lasting. So the expected lifespan of a plasma panel today is 100,000 hours. So it actually takes longer to lose that brightness, and it extends the usable life of the panel, which in turn means that it's less susceptible to the effects of image retention. Now, from time to time you may see a set that has image retention, but we've all done this. Gone outside, sun's bright up in the sky, and you look at it for 2 or 3 seconds and you come back, it's like, oh, I still see the sun. But then that stimulation basically dissipates. Same thing happens with plasmas. If you leave it static for a while, you may change to another channel and see, well, hey, and we're not talking just a short 30 seconds, 30 minutes, it may be hours or days. but you would change over and see a change in the image. The good news is that it'll return back to normal. So just like our eyes, it gets overstimulated. Once it settles back in, it all goes away.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Now, 3D has been important to Panasonic for a few years now. Is 3D still a continued feature of these televisions?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 3D on the plasma sides, and we're still using active technology. On our LED side of things, which we've expanded that lineup, we have the polarized version of 3D. So it's definitely part of the lineup. But when it comes to just the base picture quality, people want the best overall performance. Black level is really critical to achieving pure high performance, and this ZT series we think is really going to be the absolute pinnacle of TV performance on the plasma and the LED side of things.
In your opinion, have there been improvements to the 3D side of the technology over the years?
Yeah, we continue to make advances. One of the things that we do is that we have a motion compensation circuit that when you're watching 3D move on a screen, sometimes the way that the cadence or the object moves because of the source, it may actually look, I guess, moving slightly backwards and have a kind of strange hitch to it. We actually compensate for that so it creates a smoother motion in 3D. And we're also continuing to work on the canceling out crosstalk to get rid of the when the image that you're looking at on the TV, you start to see kind of a slight ghost image either left or right. So yeah, we're still pushing technology, but really having a great 2D TV helps to guarantee that a 3D performs better, and great 3D performance TVs tend to be your better performing 2D TV. So it's kind of a symbiotic type of situation.
It's a good balance. You get better 3D and a multitude's better 2D in the process.
Exactly that.
Excellent, excellent. Now, one of the big trends this year at CES are smart TVs. Is the ZT series considered a smart television, and why?
Absolutely. Everything we have is pretty much smart this year. We only have a few models on the entry side, but ZT, being at the level that it is, absolutely. And Panasonic has really changed things up this year. One of the things that we added is what we call my home screen for our smart connected TVs. And the reason is that of like 100% of the connected TVs that were sold, only about 10% of those connected TVs ever get connected. So what the home screen does is when you turn the TV on, it brings up kind of a TV viewing information screen where you can have clock, you can have access to weather, apps, electronic program guides, RSS feeds, and it's customizable. So we offer like 3 preset screens, or you can have personalized screens that you've done yourself. And if you have multiple family members, what's cool is on the TVs with the Skype camera, it will recognize who it is and apply your personalized settings to the TV while you're in the room watching it.
So it's kind of like a face recognition.
Exactly. It does have face recognition, so it'll pull up your personalized screen. And then our smart TV platform, which has been Viera Connect, stays similar, but we've changed the interface this year. And we've added some new features and functionalities. One thing is that it's not just the TV that's connected, it's what's connected to the TV. So smartphones and tablets that everybody's walking around with nowadays, we have a new remote application, which is version 2.0, and it does some really cool things. Ever been at somebody's house, they throw a picture up on the TV with like our media flick from last year? Well, we call it, swipe and share this year. I'd swipe into the TV and my friend next to say, oh, that's a great picture of us. He would then say, pull up his tablet, connect to the TV, take 2 fingers and pull it in. He can either view it or then save it to his tablet using the TV as like a hub to share that information.
Excellent, excellent. So I gather there's some interaction with mobile devices as well. How is the uptake on applications for smart TV? Are you getting a lot of software developers taking advantage of it? Where do you see this headed?
Yeah, we're doing really well. We've got a lot of the major ones already. Netflix, Hulu, Cinema Now for video, and we have new ones coming on all the time. There's about, I think, 30 new apps that they're anticipating, earlier this year, and we're already about 112, apps in the system already. So it continues to grow, and it finds niche markets and specialty markets. I mean, you can do karaoke, you'll be able to watch, Chinese TV, all this in the app. So again, you're customizing the experience, just like my home screen, to be a personal one when you're working with our televisions.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you for joining us. We've been speaking with Greg Lee from Panasonic at CES 2013, and of course, we will be back with more. Thank you for watching.